Hello and welcome to yet another video. This time I will create the bus line 23, which I already promised earlier, but didn't create because of the tram line. And line number 23 will run from the central railway station seen here in the picture all the way until Pirkkala Sports Park. It will have more than 30 stops, so creating it will actually take quite some time because there is no bus infrastructure in the city yet. Also, it runs a pretty strange route compared to many other bus lines. But it starts here at the central railway station and it will stop there at Kaisaniemen puisto. But as bus number 16 continues eastwards through Kruununhaka, bus number 23 will not do that. It will continue to Hakaniemi, and its stop is on the other side of the Hakaniemi Market Square, but we're not going to put it there. We'll just let it run the same route as it always does. Or as all the other buses do, we will just cut a corner in there. Now, Okay, so all the other stops. Okay. Our first stop will be in here, and it's gonna be Talo Arenahuset. And after that, we will. Well, let's not mess up with this more because there is other stop with the name of Kallion Virastotalo, and this bus line actually stops at it on its way back to the city center, but at the moment I'm not going to care about that. So, oops. Well, this is going to be an interesting turn. Would you mind? Hope that does work. It is a pretty tight turn, so maybe we'll just stop all traffic before that and then go on when traffic is clear. Also, this is going to be a pretty tight turn over here, but I think I can manage it. It's not going to be a fast turn, and it's not supposed to be a fast turn, but there is a turn, so it joins the tram tracks there. Then it stops at Karhupuisto. Then it stops at Kaarlenkatu, but the stop, yeah, it's the same stop as the tram stop. Okay, on the way back it actually stops. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. Then it stops at Urheilutalo, which means it again follows the tram line. And its following stop is Porvoonkatu, which should be... Oh, well, okay. Which shouldn't exactly be over there. So we just need to create a bus stop in here. merge it with the nearby station. We'll just have to juggle with the signals a bit. Let's hope I nailed it, because this is the first time I'm actually attempting to do a stop like this. But okay, it will skip the Alppila stop and then it will stop at Linnanmäki Pohjoinen, Karjalankatu, but then it will move to routes of its own, as it will turn right here. And the next stop will be called Teollisuuskatu Industrigatan. Right. There is also a stop called Savonkatu Savolaxgatan in here, where it will stop on its way back. And we will create that stop right already to avoid issues later on. So, the next stretch of track is there, or well, and this gets interesting because I will need to, let's say, I'll just need to make a stupid loop like that. But because the station is accidentally too long. But that's life. No, that signal will cause me issues later on. I will just have to get rid of it and stop the buses at another point. Then, after that, it's gonna stop at Esterinportti, Evanmäki, and Uutiskatu. And then it's gonna be Ilmalanku ja Ilmalagrenden, which is to the side. Yes. Yeah, it will follow tram tracks all the way until here, when it will take a different turn. And it's starting to look like this wasn't such a long track after all, because I had forgotten the parallels with the tram tracks, or the fact that the bus runs so heavily in the same network as the trams. So there we have Ilmalankuja, and then we have a nightmarish. Oh no, we don't. I thought that this crossing would be nightmarish. It's not. Because we can skip it. Haha. Perfect. So there is a tunnel with a bus stop over here. That's not working that way. The bus actually runs through this road because there is a bridge over there. And now it's on the right track. Yes, absolutely correct. What a stupid route, but this area is heavily industrialized, so it's not very easy to move around in here. But now we'll get to really imaginative. Imag. How do you how do you say that? Now we get to a bus stop named with very much imagination. There we go, ladies, gentlemen, and others. There we go. It's called Post 1. Because there is a massive postal logistics center over there. Won't be for a long time though. The area is being converted into apartments, and after that, the name of the stop will probably change. But that will be years, if not decades, away. And look, we've started from this massive mess of buses here in the city center. Wait, where are all the trains? Well, it seems they're on their way. And we've reached post 1. But if there is post 1, guess what comes after post 1? I know you can't guess. This one will be too hard. What might possibly come after post 1? Well, who would have guessed that after post 1 it'll be post 2? Like I said, a lot of imagination has been used here. I really have to admire the genius who has named these bus stops. Then, after post 2, will it be post 3 or something completely different? Let's see. I'm not sure about this yet either. Yes, now I know it. Now I know it. I have all the information I need to create the following stop. So post 3 or something else. This is called the Mail Park. And the entire area is called the Mail Park. There are homes sold in there all the time. And new homes being built all the time. I think the old facilities of the Mail are actually being demolished right at the moment. I think I saw something like that. Cannot be completely sure though. Where do we go then? We turn right. Oh, that wasn't very straight. Well, who cares? The buses can run it anyway. And then I suspect we turn left in the next intersection, and that suspicion is completely right. And 11 stops left on the line, so it actually went pretty quickly. I'm surprised by this. But I'm disappointed. Was it this way? Yes, it was this way. I know the Swedish-speaking names of the stops. Let's say regrettably badly. Because the map I use is Finnish and the names always come first in Finnish, so that's why I use the Finnish map. Plus which the several of the Swedish words are spelled in quite a funny way, if you can say so. There are several ways to spell words that sound the same. And that sometimes creates confusion. No, less than 10 stops. Okay, what's this turn of events then? And now we reach the tram line 15, which is nicely running in this part of the city. What a strange line. It's not only strange by its route. It's only strange by it's also strange because of its numbering. Because mm-hmm. Now I'm glad about my decision to put them on different tracks. And also, I think it's noteworthy that this is the reason why I chose to create line 15 before I came to the bus line 23. Because if I had done line 23 first, it would have had to carry all the passenger kind of burden of this area of town. But now that I created the tram line first, the burden will be on both of these lines, or actually the burden will be with the tram. So the form of transport which can carry more passengers will eventually carry more passengers. That's kind of my reasoning behind this. That the tram is there first. The passengers can use the tram. They won't have to use the bus. The bus only supplements the tram and gives a chance for passengers to transfer in places they couldn't transfer before. Like, for instance, in this area of town. But I will also have to tell you, this area of town is very, I'm very unfamiliar with it. I rarely come here. That, of course, doesn't matter, mean that it would not be a nice area of town. It actually is. But then the sports park is here. And we have pretty much successfully completed another line. Double track ends there. Then we have the stop over here. I hope it's named like that. Let me check. Yes, it is. And then we make a little loopy over here, and it's building completed. This was the easy part. The more difficult part is to try to determine how the buses should actually run and where they should actually stop. And in order to do that, I will turn this thing around and start I will start by building the blueprints, and then I will create a line. There we go. So we start from there and we continue there. There was really nothing special in this end of the line, but shit. There is actually a station in here. And I did not realize it until I thought they were going to stop in the same place, the tram and the buses, but that of course does not happen. So now it's fixed. Hopefully, once I just build it first. Bingo. Let's continue. And creating the stops at this the lines at this point is still fairly easy because there are no competing lines, there are no competing stops. Every single turn I make, the track makes, is related to this line. There are no intersections. And so on. No, this was the thing. This was the thing I already forgot. It doesn't stop at Teollisuuskatu, it only stops there. And it's... It skips that stop. It stops over there. No, it doesn't actually stop there. There is no stop over there. And then it runs through here. So it takes the sort of the straight route, and that's where it dumps its passengers, and then it takes more of them, and then we go all the way back again, trying to remember which stops I was supposed to use and which stops I wasn't supposed to use. But I think I nailed it, because on this way up it will stop over there. And I think, if I remember correctly, that the end is just plain and simple, stopping at every stop until we reach the end. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Now it goes fairly quickly. And after this, there. It's a 24-kilometer long route. And then we'll just have to check it the other way around and see the timetable, because it runs every... It runs every 12 minutes at its best, it seems. I think so. Yes, 12 minutes it shall be. It's of course run by buses, so we'll have to duplicate this one. Or clone, whatever. Which will mean it will become Wima number 17. Okay, the mouse, the keyboard doesn't seem to like me at the moment at all. The line will be open and it will run line 23. Congratulations. And 12 minutes it is. So we're gonna need a couple of more of these guys. I think 4 or 5. To be honest. Oops. Let me see. Still a couple of more. At least one more. At least one more. One more. Then it's over. So much for line 23. And before we'll get to the next video, I will not disclose what I will create next. The only thing I will disclose is that there will be a video tomorrow. But until then, it's once again time to say bye.